Last week on Monday Night Raw, the stage of Backlash continued to be set as the visionary Seth freaking Rollins stared into the eyes of the undisputed WWE Champion, Braun Breaker. 3 weeks away for the triple threat that'll include the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns at Backlash. Tonight here on Raw, Rollins set to go one-on-one with the undisputed champion himself. Breaker and Seth meet for the very first time in one-on-one action live tonight in Knoxville on Monday Night Raw. And last week, the return to Raw of this man, the Apex Predator, Randy Orton. The Second City Saint, CM Punk, in need of an ally as he took on Imperium's Ludwig Kaiser, as well as the Ring General Gunther in a tag team main event. Randy Orton, who has had his own business with Gunther over on SmackDown here and there earlier this year, now brings that fight to Monday Night Raw. Randy Orton, for the first time in over 2 years, competing in a Monday Night Raw ring last week. One emphatic RKO to Ludwig Kaiser later. CM Punk and Randy Orton were standing tall 7 nights ago. And once again, the Viper is back on the red brand. And that certainly could spell disaster for the rest of the Monday Night Raw locker room. Well, Randy Orton seemingly throwing down the gauntlet to the Ring General Gunther. Orton sending a message to Imperium. But ladies and gentlemen, also tonight, right here on Raw, one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions, Bianca Belair, returns to her hometown of Knoxville, Tennessee. Her opponent, the Buff Barbie, Tiffany Stratton. These two women no strangers to each other. Loads of history, and they write another chapter here tonight. But who's going to be on their way to the Intercontinental Championship Eliminator Finals?
The following contest is a triple threat match. Making his way to the ring from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Weighing in at 212 pounds.
Last week here on Raw, Kevin Owens turning away Santos Escobar and Tony D'Angelo, who will meet Kevin Owens next week to determine the #1 contender for Solo Sikoa's Intercontinental Championship. We find out live right here on Raw. Up next. Can't get enough Universe Mode? Well, now is your chance to secure a backstage pass to more Universe than ever before. Become a Noah Nation Gaming channel member and gain entry to exclusive kickoff shows before each and every premium live event. Also, witness bi-monthly house shows that directly affect your episodic viewing of Universe Mode. Also, take a peek behind the curtain and see how Universe Mode is brought to life each and every week. Hit the join button down below, become a Backstage Pass Noah Nation Gaming channel member, and get your front row seat to more Universe than ever before. And it is a better time than any to become a Noah Nation Gaming channel member, because coming up this Saturday night, it is Spring Stampede, where Cruiserweight Champion Dominic Mysterio meets World Champion Ilya Dragunov. Become a Noah Nation Gaming channel member today and punch your ticket to Spring Stampede live this Saturday night. And this man, Ludwig Kaiser, already a topic of discussion here tonight on Raw.
And representing Imperium from Hamburg, Germany, weighing in at 220 pounds, Ludwig Kaiser!
Well, Ludwig Kaiser looking to bounce back after having his shoulders pinned to the canvas in the main event last Monday night here on Raw by the man you just saw, the Apex Predator Randy Orton, who seemingly's got unfinished business with Gunther, throwing down the gauntlet, wants to get in between those ropes with one of the most dominant champions in WWE history. That is a whole nother situation. Right now, the eyes of the world are on Ludwig Kaiser, The Miz, and Sami Zayn. One of these men will meet Kevin Owens next week on Raw to determine the #1 contender for Solo Sikoa's Intercontinental Championship on Sunday night, April the 27th in Lyon, France at Backlash. Ludwig Kaiser, if one thing he has shown over the last year on SmackDown is that he is not to be taken lightly. And this could be a singles breakout performance tonight, but it will not come in easy fashion. A former champion in The Miz, Sami Zayn, and his accolades speak for himself. It is a triple threat matchup, kicking things off live here in Thomas Boylan Arena in Knoxville, Tennessee. Sami Zayn along with Kevin Owens, still a little bit hot off the heels of losing their World Tag Team Championship last month at WrestleMania. I'm sure they would love to get another go around with DIY for the World Tag Team titles down the line, but with this Intercontinental Championship opportunity approaching them, as we talked about last week, I don't think either one of those men was going to bat an eye to competing in this Eliminator. Just as it was 7 nights ago, with Kevin Owens keeping down Santos Escobar and Tony D'Angelo, it is so hard to get sustained momentum in a triple threat matchup like this. As soon as you think you got your opponent beat, here comes the other, jumping you from behind. You gotta have eyes in the back of your head, but that is obviously a saying easier said than done. Also gotta keep in mind the fatigue factor. Little to no rest in a triple threat matchup, non-stop action, and that fatigue gonna set in a hell of a lot earlier than it normally would. No countouts, no disqualifications in this style matchup. All we need is a pinfall or a submission, and we will know who will meet Kevin Owens next Monday night on Raw. The Miz, somebody who has struggled over the last several years really on Monday Night Raw. It's been some time since he's found a lot of success, but he's also had some recent run-ins with Solo Sikoa dating back prior to WrestleMania. I'm sure a former Intercontinental Champion like himself would love the opportunity to get back into the ring with the Street Champ and challenge for that very Intercontinental Championship. We'll see what is going to happen here. Ludwig Kaiser, I believe, grabbing a microphone from underneath the ring and bashing it right over the forehead of Sami Zayn. Well, it is no disqualifications. There's The Miz, somebody who loves to chat, throwing that microphone right at Kaiser, trying to take advantage of a dazed Sami Zayn. Fortunately for The Miz, not to be just yet a little early on in this contest. Ludwig Kaiser trying to bounce back after that matchup and that fall he took last week in the main event. Kaiser, somebody who has pushed the franchise John Cena to his limits over on SmackDown in recent months, and there's The Miz. Hold that thought. We saw Kaiser take advantage of the no disqualification stipulation. The Miz doing the same. Sami's down, Miz is down. Kaiser, as we were talking about, ruling the ring. There's a couple of times dating back to last fall that Ludwig Kaiser nearly became the United States champion over on SmackDown. Maybe the Intercontinental title on Raw is where he finds his success. He's got to go through The Miz, Sami Zayn, and if he's lucky, Kevin Owens to do it. And still Solo Sikoa will be waiting at the end of that pot of gold in Lyon, France. Kaiser with the punt kick, soccer-like, taking out The Miz. Little insult to injury by Sami Zayn, who looks to take advantage of the carnage. It was this time last year that Sami Zayn was the rightful holder of the Intercontinental Championship, was screwed out of that title by the Judgment Day last summer. Zayn knows exactly what it's like to hold the very gold that Solo Sikoa currently has in his grasp. Maybe Zayn is going to find his way back to the promised land here tonight. Just when you think, as we talked about, somebody is in control, that X Factor, that third participant, ensuring that this matchup is nowhere near the finish line. And Miz dropping Kaiser with a DDT. Sami Zayn starting to unload here. Kaiser on the outside. Miz dazed in the corner. This may be Zayn's best opportunity yet. Looking to rub some salt in the wounds. Tornado DDT. Oh, keep your eyes on Kaiser. Keep your eyes on Ludwig Kaiser, who wipes out a former Intercontinental Champion. Kaiser nearly advancing to next week's finals. But unfortunately for him, Sami Zayn's still alive. Miz taken to the outside. Kaiser taking advantage of a back turn by Sami Zayn. Nearly punched his ticket to next week on Raw. Now the Miz back inside the squared circle. Ludwig Kaiser trying to take him out. He better keep his eyes on both, or not one of these individuals, because there's Sami Zayn. Nearly steal the victory. Sami Zayn might have saw this matchup flash before his very eyes off that maneuver by Imperium's Kaiser. There's the Miz hanging up Sami Zayn to the top rope. Ludwig Kaiser now turning his sights to a former Intercontinental Champion himself. The Miz has had a decorated, bona fide Hall of Fame career. This is a man who truly needs to find some success at any given week, a chance to turn his momentum around. The Psycho knee out of the corner. Kaiser may be dazed. Now Sami Zayn into the fray. Got the Miz backed into the corner. Unloaded with a couple of shots. Miz looking worse for wear. Sami Zayn loaded it up. Big time boot scrape. And there's Kaiser now. Unloading. Lefts, rights, double-handed blows. Sami Zayn gonna stack up Kaiser. Miz dazed on the outside. Oh, Kaiser reverses the pressure into the pinfall. Ludwig Kaiser steals the victory. Just like that.
Here is your winner, Ludwig Kaiser.
The Miz was dazed on the outside. Sami Zayn looked to strike. Kaiser reversing the pressure just long enough to secure a massive victory over a former Intercontinental Champion. Ludwig Kaiser will now move on to... Oh, wait a minute here. Wait a minute. Well, this is outside the arena here in Knoxville. That's Gunther. That's CM Punk. And Gunther ambushing CM Punk in the parking lot. Oh, well, CM Punk and Gunther been going at it for the last couple of weeks here on Raw. Gunther said he's been embarrassed by Punk, and I'm sure last week's tag team main event did not go into the right way of Imperium. Gunther still not satisfied and sending CM Punk into that car again. Oh my goodness. We're gonna need to get some help out there. CM Punk obviously dazed after what is it? Clearly an ambush. WrestleMania has come and gone, but the aftershock is only beginning. The fallout from the biggest stage has sent shockwaves through the WWE. And now, the first battleground of the new season awaits at Backlash. Live from the LDLC Arena in Lyon, France, championships will be defended, rivalries reignited, and scores settled in an unforgiving fashion. The future is now, and the future is coming to France. Who will rise? Who will fall? And who will seize their moment in the chaos? The road beyond WrestleMania kickstarts here at WWE Backlash. Well, you are not going to want to miss Backlash coming up live at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, Sunday night, April the 27th, from the LDLC Arena in Lyon, France. But we are back live in Thomas Boylan Arena, Knoxville, Tennessee, for Monday Night Raw. Dakota Kai drafted to the Red brand just a couple of weeks ago, courtesy of the SmackDown brand. Now she competes inside a Raw ring. She's got her hands full, outnumbered as the Unholy Union approaches the squared circle.
And her opponent, accompanied by Isla Dawn, representing the Unholy Union from Glasgow, Scotland, Alba Fire.
We want to take you back to last week on Raw. Isla Dawn competing for the Women's Intercontinental Championship against Lyra Valkyria. And just in the blink of an eye, Lyra Valkyria catching Isla Dawn at that pinfall, able to retain the Intercontinental Championship. Alba Fire banished from ringside throughout the matchup, but Alba making her way back to the ring to cut Lyra Valkyria's celebration short. An attack with a kendo stick, leaving the Intercontinental Champion down on the canvas below. Well, Isla Dawn's opportunity at the Women's Intercontinental Championship may have gone up in smoke. But unfortunately for Lyra Valkyria, there's another half of the Unholy Union. She's a former NXT United Kingdom champion. She's Alba Fire, and she's looking to make her way to top contendership here on Monday Night Raw. That could start here tonight as she is going one-on-one with Dakota Kai, but you cannot underestimate Kai. A couple of outings on SmackDown in recent months. She has pushed her opponents to their limits. As a matter of fact, during Raquel Rodriguez's Women's World Championship reign over on SmackDown, non-title matchup with Dakota Kai going back to the month of February. Man, did Dakota have Raquel on the ropes. Now a part of Monday Night Raw, Dakota Kai looking for her opportunity, looking to start down a new path. They can start here tonight. Not if Alba Fire's got anything to say about it. Explosive out of the opening bell, the headbutt, the DDT, and now just disrespecting her adversary. Take nothing away from Alba Fire, as we briefly mentioned, a former NXT United Kingdom Women's Champion. Very lengthy reign with that gold. Unholy Union's been on Raw for quite some time now. Hasn't found the success they would so have liked, but for the last few months have certainly been starting to make themselves mainstays all over again. As Dakota Kai just looks to find momentum in this matchup, Alba Fire looking to use Dakota as a stepping stone to championship gold. I don't know if Dakota is going to give her that pleasure. Off the kick right to the jawline. Alba Fire still alive, but Dakota clearly in the driver's seat. I'm sure the Women's Intercontinental Champion, Lyra Valkyria, who has taken Monday Night Raw by storm since her debut back in September, has got her eyes on this matchup. Very competitive bout with Isla Dawn last week. Was able to survive the numbers of the Unholy Union and ultimately keep down the Enchantress that's at ringside. Meanwhile, you got Alba Fire in here now. Deal with Dakota Kai. You see Isla Dawn, knowing that Alba can't use that kendo stick like she did in the attack last week, but just trying to play mind games with Dakota Kai, just looking to cause a distraction, anything that she can do. Unholy Union have proven to be a difference maker here on Raw in recent months, tangling with Rhea Ripley, tangling with Lyra Valkyria. They gotta get the job done where it matters most. That is exactly what Dakota Kai is looking to do. Dakota, who loves to throw variations of kicks, has nearly thrown 20, it feels, just in the last few minutes of this matchup. Dakota taking Alba off her feet, looking up at the lights of Thomas Boylan Arena here in Knoxville. Alba now set into the ropes and another punt kick. Right to the shin, right to the knee, whatever it was. Into the cover she goes. You see Isla Dawn. I think even thought this matchup might have been over there. Dakota Kai's just got to keep doing what she's doing. Keep that foot on the gas pedal. There's Alba Fire create a little bit of distance. Dakota, but it got caught. Into the cover goes Alba. This one not over yet. Kai continuing to do what she has done over the last few months, and that's every time she steps foot in that ring, her guts are on full display. Alba Fire thought she had this matchup won, planning Dakota face first off of the canvas. Fortunately for Alba, this matchup gonna progress. Isla Dawn certainly enjoying what she is seeing at ringside, off the head, but Dakota, well, she's trying to get a little bit of distance. I think she's a little bit unaware of her surroundings, as there's Isla Dawn. Unfairly, might I mention. Tossing Kai right back into the line of fire. Pun intended. Dakota all kinds of dazed. Alba Fire plots her next move. Springboard kick. And now heading up to the top. Extremely comfortable. Swanton bomb by Alba Fire. And that's gonna do it. The Unholy Union continuing to be a difference maker.
Here is your winner, Alba Fire.
We gotta give credit where credit's due. Dakota Kai yet again putting up a performance, but victory just not meant to be. Oh, and hold on here. Alba Fire, now she's got a steel chair. Looking to add insult to injury on the woman she just kept down. Well, there's the Intercontinental Champion, Lyra Valkyria, ensuring that Dakota Kai isn't going to suffer similar fate. Alba sending a message. Lyra Valkyria making the save. Well, nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, still to come tonight, the WWE Champion Braun Breaker steps into the ring with one of his Backlash opponents, that being the visionary, Seth freaking Rollins. It's still to come here on Raw. Can't get enough Universe mode? Well, now is your chance to secure a backstage pass to more Universe than ever before. Become a Noah Nation Gaming channel member and gain entry to exclusive kickoff shows before each and every premium live event. Also, witness bi-monthly house shows that directly affect your episodic viewing of Universe Mode. Also, take a peek behind the curtain and see how Universe Mode is brought to life each and every week. Hit the join button down below, become a Backstage Pass Noah Nation Gaming channel member, and get your front row seat to more Universe than ever before. We are back live on Monday Night Raw, and as advertised, Brutus and Julius of the Creed Brothers set to go up against Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods of the New Day, with Chad Gable accompanying this trio down the ringside. And remember last week we saw Gable and Ivy Nile chatting it up in the backstage area. Seems as if an alliance has been made. Chad Gable in the corner. Two men, very similar style, former Olympic athletes as well. Let's see if Chad Gable can help bring some success to the Creeds.
It's a new day, yes it is!
It ain't gonna be an easy task whether Gable's in the corner or not, because they're going up against one of the most decorated tag teams of all time in the WWE.
And their opponents at a combined weight of 417 pounds, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, the New Day.
Well, it was just a couple of weeks ago that Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods resurfaced here on Monday Night Raw after being drafted over in the draft lottery from SmackDown. They immediately made an impact, accepting a non-title open challenge against the World Tag Team Champions Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa of DIY. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods picking up a huge victory on that night, defeating the tag team champions, and they're looking to keep their momentum sky high, and I am sure in the back of their minds they're looking for a tag team title opportunity. Beating the champs 2 weeks ago, a victory here tonight, there could be no denying that Kofi and Woods are rightfully next in line, if and only if they can get through Brutus and Julius here tonight on Raw. Just as we said for the Creeds, it's not going to be an easy task keeping down one of the most decorated tag teams in WWE history. It's not going to be an easy task for Kofi or Woods either. The Creeds hungry for opportunity here on Raw. Ivy Nile, as always, accompanying Brutus and Julius down to the ring. Now seemingly a new X Factor in Chad Gable, who was also drafted over the last couple of weeks. We'll see what's going to happen here with Chad Gable in the corner of these two vicious, young, and hungry athletes, and Brutus and Julius of the Creed brothers as they are dismantling Xavier Woods in the opening moments. Creed's two men who have been on the brink of success a couple of times here on Raw. We haven't seen them really too much. Every time they pop up, certainly make an impact, but victory where it matters most can sometimes be a rarity for those two young men. Former NXT Tag Team Champions, Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic winners as well. Monday Night Raw has not been somewhere they have seen that much success, but maybe with Chad Gable possibly mentoring those two young men now. Huge victory over two veterans in Kofi and Woods tonight. We could easily see the Creeds in #1 contendership in the near future. Not if knees like that and offense like that by the New Day keeps up. It's one way to turn the tables in the early moments. Xavier Woods now tag. Well, former WWE champion and Kofi Kingston. Full head of steam. Tandem offense by Kofi and Woods. Kofi now. Springboard and connects right on the button. We saw that aggressiveness out of the Creeds off the opening bell, but Kofi and Woods seemingly picking up right where they left off a couple of weeks ago against DIY. Vintage Kofi out of the corner. Julius, no answer. None whatsoever as Kofi Kingston's got rockets strapped to his boots. And Kofi certainly enjoying his own work, but he better keep his eye on these two young men. Tag made to Brutus, and he just ran him over like a bull. Brutus certainly the muscle of that duo. Julius Creed, tons of athleticism as well. I mean, they really mirror each other. Both Brutus and Julius Creed, similar styles at the end of the day. That's why they have found success down in NXT. They just got to find the right path here on Monday Night Raw. Here's Xavier Woods. Face plant in Brutus. Referee Rod Zapata on this matchup. We're going to call for the 3. But none to be found just yet. Chad Gable himself just last week was in the ring. The undisputed champion Braun Breaker. Gable, somebody who was chasing championship gold on SmackDown for quite some time. Eventually started to distance himself from Otis and Maxine Dupree, who was a pupil of Chad Gable for a little bit of time there. Gable just obsessed with trying to find success. Drafted to Monday Night Raw as well. Might have fell short to Braun Breaker last Monday night, but put on a show. Maybe aligned with the Creed brothers is where all three of those individuals start to see a new mountain ahead of them to climb. See the strength by Brutus that time. It's the power that we talked about. What tag made to Julius. The best thing for the Creed brothers here, I am sure, going to keep each other fresh. To not let these two veterans expend all their energy. Oh, wow. Look at Julius Creed just snatching Xavier Woods and sending him for the overhead throw. Talked about how Julius had no answer to Kofi's offense a few minutes ago. There's Julius Creed not giving Xavier Woods any room to breathe. Now another tag made to Brutus. The Creeds now lining up on the line. Shoulder blocking Xavier Woods nearly out of his boots. That's a tackle inside of the squared circle that Woods ain't gonna forget. Dare I say, the Creeds have started to take over this matchup. And it may be thanks to some of the tutelage of Chad Gable that we assume has been taking place over the last 7 days. But there's Woods dropping Brutus on the knees. Looking to knock all the wind out of the sails. This matchup not over yet. Xavier Woods, last-ditch effort maybe. Able to power up Brutus off a slight distraction, it seemed, by Chad Gable again. Woods finds himself in enemy territory. Julius Creed with the Fireman's Carry takeover. This is Olympic-level backgrounds of both of these individuals. Xavier Woods, former amateur wrestler himself, may know some of the best counters to those very Olympic-level wrestling maneuvers, but it's one thing to know him, it's a whole other thing to execute him. Julius Creed trying to get a full head of steam. Kofi got a little shot. I think that's a little payback for that distraction by Gable a few moments ago, and it's enough time for Xavier Woods to get his wits about him. Both men trapped in enemy territory, at least for a moment. That may be exactly what the New Day needs to get the ball rolling once again here. Tag made to Kofi. Back and forth offense by the New Day. Julius Creed rolling to the outside. Oh, hold on here, and again, Chad Gable. This is what Gable is looking to do for these two young men. Is he a mentor, or is he just a distraction? Well, certainly Chad Gable showing that you gotta have no mercy inside of that ring, no remorse, in order to get the victory. Just as it seemed Kofi was about to turn things around, or maybe we spoke too soon. Kofi, Enziguri, and then into the boom drop. Brutus, down, maybe out. This matchup might have been over had it not been for Julius. Kofi Kingston bringing a new energy to this tag team bout here in Knoxville. Rug pulled out from underneath. Well, Brutus Creed, unable to get the pinfall, dropped a little variation of the Brutus bomb off that senton. Both of these teams are going to get in a DIY's point of view, for a future World Tag Team Championship opportunity. New Day may be a little bit closer than anybody after that victory 2 weeks ago, but what a win it could be if the Creeds are able to get this one tonight. Brutus now sent into the corner. Kofi Kingston's wheels are a-spinning, so is the body. Pair of boots. Kofi could be looking for an SOS, but he turns it into a DDT instead. Oh, and again it seems Chad Gable trying to take Kofi's eye off the ball, and it works out for him. Highly competitive tag team bout here as referee Rod Zapata, I believe, is kicking Chad Gable out of ringside. And good on him. I don't know if it's Chad Gable, Ivy Nile, maybe it was just a warning. No, Gable's getting out of here. Gable, get in the boots, and Kofi Kingston coming off the top of the leg drop. We have got ourselves a good one here on Monday Night Raw. Julius Creed able to survive momentarily. Julius Bell may be rocked. Kofi Kingston off of Trouble in Paradise. Brutus Creed ensuring that the matchup is far, far from over. And we'll like the added addition, if you will, of Chad Gable or not. Certainly has played a factor into this matchup. He has been banished from ringside. The Creeds, however, continuing to give the New Day a fight. We have got ourselves a competitive tag team outing here on Monday Night Raw as Kofi Kingston soars through the skies in Knoxville yet again. Julius Creed looking worse for wear. Kofi back inside the ring. Tag made to Xavier Woods. The New Day starting to pick up steam, working like a well-oiled machine. Eye for an eye that time. Down goes Brutus. Julius has got no idea where he is. Sent back into enemy territory. Tag made to Kofi. I believe the hour may be about to read midnight. Kofi Kingston hustles up into the cover. The New Day's momentum continues to be sky high.
Here are your winners, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston.
Oh, well, hold on a second here. The New Day picking up another victory here on Monday Night Raw, but it looks as if DIY is trying to rain on their parade. DIY upset by Kofi and Woods 2 weeks ago, and the World Tag Team Champions have not forgotten. Kofi Kingston and Xavier. WrestleMania has come and gone, but the aftershock is only beginning. The fallout from the biggest stage has sent shockwaves through the WWE, and now the first battleground of the new season awaits at Backlash. Live from the LDLC Arena in Lyon, France, championships will be defended, rivalries reignited, and scores settled in an unforgiving fashion. The future is now, and the future is coming to France. Who will rise? Who will fall? And who will seize their moment in the chaos? The road beyond WrestleMania kickstarts here at WWE Backlash. We're back live on Monday Night Raw from Bianca Belair's hometown of Knoxville, Tennessee. And Bianca gonna have her hands full with an old rival, somebody who defeated her back at Survivor Series in November to win the WWE Women's Championship. The former champion herself, she's been on the tail of Rhea Ripley, Tiffany Stratton.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Prior Lake, Minnesota, Tiffany Stratton.
Tiffany Stratton certainly had a breakout year in 2024. Arriving on the scene here on Monday Night Raw, making waves, winning the inaugural Queen of the Ring tournament, becoming champion back in November. She lost the gold last month at WrestleMania, and ever since, she's been on the hunt for the Nightmare.
I'm on my own against the world.
And her opponent from Knoxville, Tennessee, one half of the Women's Tag Team Champion, Bianca Belair.
But speaking of last month at WrestleMania, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill keeping down their rivals in Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez to become Women's Tag Team Champions. We saw Jade in action 2 weeks ago, but now it's Bianca's turn. It's a homecoming here in Knoxville. The EST, no stranger to championship gold, and once again has a piece of hardware around her waist. And the last time she was inside of a ring with Tiffany Stratton, she came up short. Tonight, two old rivals gonna lock horns, both with their individual reasonings for this contest. Tiffany Stratton looking to use Bianca Belair as a stepping stone to get back the WWE Women's Championship from Rhea Ripley. Bianca Belair looking to get one over on Tiffany Stratton and continue down the path of success here on Monday Night Raw. Bianca Belair certainly wasn't going to deny, if we can get it out, any challenge here in her hometown of Knoxville, Tennessee. And I'm sure when she saw she was signed on for a matchup against Tiffany Stratton, a woman who dethroned her from the top of this division back in November, Bianca was going to bat an eye. Tiffany Stratton better not let her ego get in the way. She can't be mouthing off to Jade Cargill at ringside, or Bianca looking to take advantage here. Tiffany Stratton able to survive. Tiffany Stratton had a hell of a reign at the Women's Championship. Retained it, and no doubt one of the best matches of 2025 already against Charlotte Flair back at the Royal Rumble in January. And another matchup that people are calling one of the best of 2025 already against Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. Unfortunately for Stratton, she came up short. Same cannot be said about the EST. Bianca Belair, alongside her tag team partner in Jade Cargill, had a banner evening last month in Philadelphia. That was then, this is now, and Bianca Belair is out to prove that she can defeat Tiffany Stratton in singles action. And the tag team champions are going to continue down the path of success here on Monday nights. Tiffany Stratton, who has had her mind on Rhea Ripley in the WWE Women's Championship, trying to get it back, better be focused on the task at hand, because if not, Bianca's going to eat her alive here in Knoxville. Just as she does, Off the 10 shots to the dome in the corner. Bianca Belair certainly feeling good on familiar soil tonight. Tiffany Stratton may have been standing tall 2 weeks ago. Wait a minute, hold that thought. Bianca going for the pinfall. This one not over yet. Stratton might have been standing tall 2 weeks ago when she ambushed Rhea Ripley and laid her out at ringside. But this time a completely different story, at least for the moment. Bianca Belair giving Stratton hell. Tiffany trying to survive here. In Thomas Boylan Arena, what a slam. Going for the pinfall that time, but a little bit too early to keep down a superstar of the caliber of the EST. We've seen some competitive matchups tonight here on Monday Night Raw as we are inching closer and closer to our first PLE of the season. That being Backlash on April the 27th. Stratton taking flight. Showing she's willing to do whatever she's got to do to get a victory tonight and get back into contention for the championship she once held. Stratton now heading to the top once again. Bianca Belair, prime target, but Tiffany Stratton getting snatched out of the air. The strength of the EST may be unmatched. One half of the women's tag team champions saw Tiffany coming a mile away. Now gonna give her a taste of her own medicine. Bianca takes flight. Bianca with some springs in those boots as she goes sailing over the top rope onto a prone Stratton at ringside. Back inside the ring we go. Tiffany looking worse for wear here as one half of the tag team champions is on her tail. Stratton went to go off the top again. Came back to haunt her. Bianca Belair may be nearing victory. Stratton off her feet, not by will but by force. He gets taken down by the champ into the cover. This one's not over yet. Tiffany Stratton able to survive. Stratton certainly coming in with some confidence behind her tonight, knowing she has defeated Bianca Belair on one of the biggest nights of the WWE calendar in the past. Again, that's going back to last November at Survivor Series. All these months later, here on Monday Night Raw, both these women in completely different situations. Stratton leveling Bianca Belair with that discus lariat just as she opened up the match with it again. Stratton realizing she may not need to go pretty with her offense tonight. Keep it effective, keep it physical. Wear down Bianca Belair by simply dragging her down to the canvas below. Tiffany just looking to take out this audience. Not allow Knoxville to rally. Beautifully delivered Alabama slam. Bianca Belair able to survive. Tiffany Stratton with the float over into the Alabama. Unfortunately for her, not enough to get the 3 count. Now on top, very comfortable from up there, and she drops Bianca Belair yet again. These two women know each other well. You notice no feeling out process tonight. It has been live round since the opening bell. Stratton sending Bianca to the outside. I am sure Tiffany will not care how she gets a victory as long as she gets it. If it's a count out, it's a count out. Bianca now hustles back inside the ring and refuses for that to be the result. Bianca Belair finding the utmost success last month at WrestleMania alongside the woman at ringside, Jade Cargill. Cargill with a victory over Chelsea Green 2 weeks ago. Now Bianca looking to keep the momentum going here in her hometown of Knoxville, Tennessee. Military press. Down goes Tiffany. Knoxville certainly coming unglued for Bianca Belair's feat of strength that time. Stratton again sending Bianca over the top, just when you think the tables have been turned in this match. This time, different story as Stratton gonna meet Bianca Belair on the outside. Jade Cargill looming in the distance. Another woman who has made quite the impact since her arrival here on Monday nights. There's Bianca Belair. Little separation made, sending Tiffany Stratton back inside the ring. Bianca looking to keep this fight between the ropes. Live from Knoxville, Tennessee. Oh, there's Tiffany. Into the schoolboy. Bianca Belair, all the pressure mounted. Tiffany Stratton steals the victory in the blink of an eye over the EST.
Here is your winner, Tiffany Stratton.
Well, not the homecoming that Bianca Belair wanted, but Tiffany Stratton keeping down one half of the tag team champions in the blink of an eye tonight on Raw. Oh, man. Tiffany Stratton. Here's a reminder. Rhea Ripley not forgetting about the ambush 2 weeks ago. The women's champion thought she settled the score with Tiffany back at WrestleMania, but Stratton reopened that wound. Rhea not going to allow her to forget. Tiffany Stratton may be victorious tonight, but Rhea Ripley reminding her that there is still unfinished business. Oh man, Rhea just planting Stratton down. Tiffany may have scored the big victory over one half of the tag team champions, but the women's champion here on Raw, the Nightmare, coming to collect. Rhea Ripley taking care of business tonight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we want to remind you that it is a better time than any to become a Noah Nation Gaming channel member, because coming up this Saturday at Baton Rouge, Louisiana, it is Spring Stampede. Noah Nation Gaming channel members, punch your ticket today. Intercontinental Champion Solo Sikoa, Cruiserweight Champion Dominic Mysterio, World Champion Ilya Dragunov, all going to be in the house at Spring Stampede. Can't get enough Universe mode? Well, now is your chance to secure a backstage pass to more Universe than ever before. Become a Noah Nation Gaming channel member and gain entry to exclusive kickoff shows before each and every premium live event. Also, witness bi-monthly house shows that directly affect your episodic viewing of Universe mode. Also, take a peek behind the curtain and see how Universe mode is brought to life each and every week. Hit the join button down below, become a Backstage Pass Noah Nation Gaming channel member, and get your front row seat to more Universe than ever before. Next week on Monday Night Raw, we're heading to Little Rock, where we will determine a #1 contender for Solo Sikoa's Intercontinental Championship at Backlash. Ludwig Kaiser and Kevin Owens have punched their ticket for the last 2 weeks. They meet one-on-one next week with the opportunity to meet Solo Sikoa on the line. And speaking of Backlash, we can confirm the WrestleMania rematch is on. It has already been called one of the best matches of 2025. Now we see the sequel. Tiffany Stratton will challenge Rhea Ripley for the WWE Women's Championship in Lyon, France. And as we already know, coming up in the main event on April the 27th, the undisputed WWE Championship will be on the line. Braun Breaker puts the gold up in a triple threat matchup against the Visionary, Seth freaking Rollins, and the OTC Roman Reigns. This is going to be a fight for the ages for the WWE Championship at Backlash. But we still got a main event live from Knoxville on Monday Night Raw. One of two top contenders for the WWE Championship. The Visionary, the Revolutionary, Seth freaking Rollins.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 217 pounds, Seth freaking
Seth Rollins marched down the aisle on the first Raw of the season, staked his claim that he was coming for gold, and on April the 27th, he'll have that opportunity. It gets louder and louder by the week. All around the world, same song. Everybody singing the battle hymn of the Visionary. But do we have any dogs in Knoxville, Tennessee?
And his opponent from Woodstock, Georgia, weighing in at 230 pounds, the undisputed WWE Champion, Braun Breaker!
Some would call this matchup a meeting of the face versus the future. Braun Breaker, a man who was dubbed the future for several years here in WWE, but I think 2025, at least so far, has been the year that Breaker has solidified himself as the now, the top dog, the main event, the WWE Champion, the unpredictable badass, Braun Breaker. And right here, right now, live in your main event on Monday Night Raw, it is a first time ever one-on-one meeting. As Braun Breaker, hot out of the gate, runs down one of his Backlash opponents in Seth freaking Rollins. Gotta wonder how Breaker felt upwards of 2 weeks ago when he witnessed the double countout between Rollins and Reigns. Was set to only meet one of these superstars at Backlash. A double count out and a decision made later. Now it's a triple threat come Sunday night, April the 27th. But Braun Breaker, the last individual who has ever turned away a fight. And over the last couple of months, we have seen Breaker rise to the occasion, even when he's in the ring with somebody more experienced and somebody who you think is gonna have his number. See Breaker high out of the gate, but there's Seth Rollins matching the WWE Champion's energy here in Knoxville. This crowd continuing to sing the battle hymn of one of the challengers in 3 weeks' time in Lyon, France. And no matter the noise that rallies here in Thomas Boylan Arena, it has never once messed with the psyche of Braun Breaker as we witnessed before our very eyes. This matchup oh so important in setting a precedent 3 weeks out of the main event in Lyon, France. Who's gonna build that momentum? Who's gonna get that added advantage? Who's gonna gain some confidence as the WWE title will be on the line Sunday night, April the 27th. Breaker collapsing Rollins in the corner, follows it up with a belly-to-belly suplex. Rollins looking worse for wear in your Monday Night Raw main event. There's been a competitive night of action here on Monday Night Raw. We're inching closer and closer to Backlash. Superstars trying to put themselves in line for contention with the gold. Everybody trying to build momentum as one of the biggest nights of the WWE calendar approaches in 3 weeks' time. Breaker sent to the outside, the Visionary over the top rope and takes down the champ. Rollins showing no fear 7 nights ago as he stared into the eyes of Braun Breaker. And now here on Monday Night Raw, he is bringing the fight to the unpredictable badass. Into that LED board at ringside, you see the impact on full display. Breaker now sent back inside the ring. Seth freaking Rollins' wheels are a-spinning. Rollins, somebody who's never afraid to leave the soles of his boots, but I don't know if he wants to risk it here as Braun Breaker starting to get his wits about him. Breaker now grabbing a hold of the Visionary, ragdolls him back inside the ring saying, I ain't got no time for your fun and games. WWE Champion, with his talents on full display as he bashes Seth Rollins' head. Bron Breakker cashed in the Money in the Bank briefcase for the last Raw of 2024, defeating CM Punk on that night. He has since retained the WWE Championship against Damian Priest at the Royal Rumble, AJ Styles at the Elimination Chamber, and silenced any doubters when he once again defeated CM Punk in the main event of WrestleMania. I mean no disrespect to those individuals that we just named, but no doubt about it, the biggest obstacle in Bron Breakker's championship reign thus far is coming up in 3 weeks' time, when he not only will get back into the ring with Seth Rollins, but both these men will be joined by the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins is trying to find his way back into this contest before he can even think about what's going to happen come Lyon, France. Rollins now off the springboard, and the elevation knee takes the champ off his feet. If there was any dogs barking, they might have just got silenced, but Bron Breakker still into this main event clash. There's only two fan favorites here on Monday Night Raw. Seth Rollins, a mainstay of the main event for many, many years. Bron Breakker, somebody who, although has already made such a large impact, has still got so many more years ahead of him. Seth Rollins, who just about a year ago was the WWE Champion, seen this ever since he lost the gold last year at WrestleMania. He's been trying to get it back. Engulfed in a war. Oh, wait a minute, hold that thought. Rollins, pedigree to Bron Breakker, dead center of the ring. But Bron Breakker showing his guts, showing his resilience. This main event ain't over yet. As we are getting ready to mention, Seth Rollins over the last year engulfed in a war with the Judgment Day. Something that both Rollins and Reigns finally put to bed when they realigned for one night only back in WrestleMania last month. Both men made their intentions clear that they wanted the WWE Championship, and it is what has led to the triple threat match in 3 weeks' time. And again, Bron Breakker still in this match. Rollins emptying the tank, trying to do anything he can to keep down Breakker, but he's finding out what many have already found out, that Bron Breakker is just a different breed of superstar inside of that ring. Rollins starting to unload, Breakker dishing it right back to him. Military press, down goes Rollins right on the knees. And now it's Breakker into the lateral, but unfortunately for him, Seth Rollins still has blood running through those veins. I am sure the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, has got his eyes on this matchup. Knows Seth Rollins extremely well, obviously. Getting a little scouting report on a man he will clash with as well for the very first time on April the 27th, and that is the WWE Champion, Bron Breakker. Rollins on the outside here. Breakker going for the axe hammer. It almost seemed like Rollins just goaded him in. That's the veteran experience there of the Visionary. And on the outside, Rollins bringing the fight to the WWE Champion. Rollins' star just continues to grow even at this stage in his career. It seems as if that battle hymn gets louder and louder each and every week. Many fans throughout the WWE Universe want to see Seth Rollins back on top of this industry. Bron Breakker and Roman Reigns stand in his way on the 27th. LDLC Arena already sold out over in Lyon, France. It is going to be a hot night at Backlash, where this might be the result. Rollins looking for the pinfall, not just yet again. How many times has it seemed that Bron Breakker is out, but he continues to thrive? There's a reversal that time by the WWE Champion, who once again blocks Seth Rollins' attack. Little Steiner line that time. That extra emphasis on that lariat that takes Rollins off his feet. The WWE Champion now with Seth Rollins in his grasp, realizing he's going to need an exclamation point to put down one of his Backlash opponents early. Oh man, belly to belly suplex to the outside of the ring. That had to take a pound of flesh out of the Visionary. Oh wait, hold on a second. Hold on just a second. Roman Reigns in the ring. Spear! Roman Reigns arriving in the midst of the WWE Universe, coming from behind and dropping the WWE Champion with a spear in the ring. And one to Seth Rollins at ringside. Breakker gonna win this match via disqualification. Roman doesn't give a damn. He saw an opportunity to send a message and he took it. He left Rollins laying 2 weeks ago with a spear. He did the same tonight. Roman showing he has no mercy. He has no remorse, and he doesn't care who stands in his way en route to trying to become WWE Champion.